The 155K98 is a little-known artillery piece due to its low production number, limited market success, and not being combat-proven, even though it is accepted as one of the best in its class. However, its producer, Patria, announced its readiness to resume the production of field artillery on April 12, 2024. So, can this gun-howitzer find a chance to be reborn? As the weapon detective, we're now investigating the 155K98, the history of the Finnish artillery development adventure, and the answer to this question. The 155K98, aka 155GH52 APU, takes its name from the 155mm Kentakanuna 1998, meaning 155mm field gun 1998. Even though it is technically a gun howitzer, the Finnish army does not use this term. So, the 155K98 is named as a field gun. It is among the best Western gun howitzers. Still, at first look, its marketing success is not bright, even in its own country. This might be a wrong assumption. To better understand the situation, let's briefly look at the history of the Finnish artillery development adventure and the features of the 155K98. Finland had been an autonomous Grand Duchy of the Russian Empire until it became independent in 1917. Before that, the Finnish mining and ironworking enterprises had reached a certain level, which had given a solid foundation for creating a military industry. Still, Helsinki waited to establish a state-owned artillery production company called Valtion Tukkideras until 1936. It produced some Swedish anti-tank and anti-aircraft guns under license. Besides, Tampere started manufacturing mortars in the early 1930s. During the Continuation War, the 57mm 5755J emerged. Even though it was the first coastal gun developed entirely in Finland, it was unsuccessful. During the last year of the Second World War, the local Tampere and Lokomo companies worked to produce new barrels for the 152mm 152-45C guns. However, the restriction came after the war interrupted the project. Finland returned to the business in the early 1950s and ordered 8 and 21 pieces of barrels for these coastal artillery systems in 1951 and 1955 respectively. This project paved the way for the modern Finnish artillery industry's creation, which was essential for Finland's security. In those years, the Western countries were not keen to invest in new towed artillery pieces, which made the USSR the only possible source. Yet, the primary security concern of Finland was already a possible Soviet invasion. So, having a national defense industry was crucial for the Finns. Using the previous experiences, Tampere initiated a new 122mm artillery system project in 1955. It became operational in 1960 and was named as the 122K60. The company produced only 15 122K60s and began to work on its new 155mm 155K68 version. This project got Israel's attention. Solalbone, owned by the Israeli Hizdatgut trade union, contacted Tampere. They founded a joint subsidiary, Soltam. This company began to produce Tampere's 155K68 and 155K74 designs as Soltam M68 and M71 respectively. As you see, even though Tampere did not produce in serial and sell its designs, their Israel version, the M68 and M71, achieved significant market success and proved themselves in combat. The Finnish Defense Forces tested the 155K74 in the early 1980s and demanded improvements. So, Tampere produced the new 155K74-82 prototype. After that, the final 155K74-83 prototype emerged with a new carriage, whose serial production began as the 155K83 with a 39 caliber barrel in 1983. In the 1990s, Tampere continued its works and developed several improved 155K83 variants with a NATO standard chamber, a 45 caliber barrel, and an auxiliary power unit, or shortly APU, for the possible Pakistan sale. These projects paved the way for the 155mm 52 caliber 155 K98's creation in the early 1990s. The early prototype had a 26-liter charge chamber and an accelerating rifling. The works continued and the gun was fitted with a 23-liter NATO chamber and a standard 1/20th caliber rifling in 1995. Also, some changes were made to the carriage. It was now called the 155KX. In 1997, the Finnish Defense Forces ordered 6 pieces for trial purposes. 4 years later, Finland ordered 50 serial production variants of the new gun-howitzer, now renamed as the 155K98. Its export variant is called the 155GH52 APU. Egypt manufactured 16 gun-howitzers without the APU under license and designated them as E52 or EH52. However, this export success caused a bribery case in Finland. Egypt refused to release any information about the deal to the courts, citing its confidentiality. So, the Finnish courts sentenced only some of the accused for accounting crimes. The 155K98 has a fume extractor, single baffle muzzle brake, and semi-automatic horizontal sliding wedge breech mechanism. The recoil brake is hydraulic, while the recuperator is pneumatic. There are heat shields above the barrel. Its recoil length depends on the charge and elevation, but the maximum recoil stroke is 1.5 meters. The gun-howitzer is also fitted with Honeywell's Tallinn 5000 inertial positioning unit and a Danish-made muzzle velocity radar. The 155K98 has inherited its manual elevating and traverse mechanism from the previous 155K83. It is fitted on the left side of the carriage together with the direct and indirect sights. When traveling, the barrel is traversed 180 degrees and locked in position over the closed trails. The carriage has 4 road wheels with suspension for high-speed towing and to improved cross-country mobility. The maximum towing speed of the gun-howitzer is 80 km per hour. Thanks to the 104.6 horsepower Dual-made air-cooled turbocharged diesel APU on the forward part of the carriage, the 155K98 can autonomously travel with a maximum road speed of 15 km per hour. The driver sits on the forward part of the carriage on the left side and steers the gun-howitzer using a small joystick. The fuel tank has a capacity of 50 liters. The APU also enables the 155K98 to be quickly deployed into positions and taken out of action. To set the weapon up in the firing position, the forward part of the carriage rests on a hydraulically operated firing platform under the carriage. The trails have a spade, each of which is fitted with pegs to avoid the need to dig them in. A single dolly wheel on each trail leg assists in bringing the gun-howitzer into action. The 155K98 takes 2 minutes to come into action. 2 people can operate the gun-howitzer for a short period. Its pneumatic rammer on the left can ram projectiles and charges at all elevation angles. The Finnish-made 155mm projectiles do not have cast or welded-on knobs on the sides, which gives them a unique shape. The 155K98 can also fire all modern NATO standard munitions, including the bonus. The Egyptian variant without an APU has a new loader and adjustable counterweights. On May 21, 2007, the Finnish Yleisradio Broadcasting Company revealed some problems with the gun-howitzer, dealing with reliability issues of the towing system and barrel behavior when firing long-distance rounds. Egypt and Finland are the users of the gun-howitzer. According to Jane's Armor and Artillery 2002-2003 edition, the crew of the 155K98 is 9 people. In the traveling position, the gun-howitzer is 10.9 meters long, 2.82 meters wide, and 2.25 meters high. Its combat weight is 14,580 kilograms. The 155mm 52 caliber 155K98 ranges 27,000 meters with a standard projectile and 41,300 meters with a base bleed projectile. The standard rate of fire is 8 to 10 rounds per minute. In burst mode, the gun-howitzer can send 3 rounds in 12 seconds. The elevation of the barrel is between -5 and +70 degrees. It can be traversed at 35 degrees in both directions. The 155 K98 has two non-serial self-propelled variants. The 155 GH52 SP T55 was based on the T55 tank chassis and was developed for Egypt. The 155 K98 Sisu E13TP was based on the Sisu E13TP 8x8 truck for the Finnish Army's self-propelled howitzer tender. However, it lost against the South Korean K9. Still, Patria has continued its work on this version. The company plans to execute test firings in the winter of 2024 to 2025. Also, Patria announced its readiness to resume the production of field artillery as of April 12, 2024. So, a new hope has arisen for the 155 K98 whose production ceased in 2005. Before we discuss why Patria decided to return the business in this field, let's analyze why the Finnish gun-howitzers have not achieved success in the market first. As mentioned, Finland has sold only 16 gun-howitzers so far, and its domestic production has also been limited. The Finnish constitution has strict restrictions on defense exports, so the Finns have used a backdoor. The Finnish artillery technology has reached a vast market via Soltam. Also, Israel transferred this technology to Singapore, which produced the FH-88 and FH-2000. Then, it passed to Turkey via Singapore. So, we may say that the Turkish 155mm Panter is a sort of distant cousin to the Finnish 155 K68. In this perspective, the Finnish artillery design and development efforts have been highly successful. But why did Finland acquire a relatively small number of its own gun-howitzers? Since the early 1950s, the trade balance between Finland and the USSR was in favor of the Finns. So, to pay its debt and increase its influence, the USSR gave many weapon systems, including artillery pieces, to Finland at low prices. In the 1960s, the 130mm M46 entered the Finnish army service as the 130 K54. After a short period, the 122mm D30 joined the fleet as the 122 H63. Even in the 1980s, Finland could find the 152mm 2A36 Giasint B at low prices. These direct procurements fulfilled the Finnish army's requirements. Besides, in the 1980s, Finland modernized many 122mm A19, 150mm 15cm SFH-18, and 152mm ML20 and fitted them with a new advanced 152mm barrel. Even the early 122 K60s now had new 130mm barrels. So, just before the end of the First Cold War, the Finnish army had enough heavy artillery. Then, the USSR dissolved. Finland now felt secure. These facts naturally reduced local artillery production numbers. Yet, all good things come to an end. The Second Cold War has arisen. Russia has invaded Ukraine, and Putin even threatened Finland in an undertone by saying he aims to regain the former territory of the Russian Empire. Now, Finland is a member of the NATO and a supporter of Ukraine. Russia has 5 times more artillery pieces than Ukraine. The last 2 years have shown us that the Western world has suffered from its low production level and high costs. To restore the balance, more players have to join. And Patria, which has sat in a bench so far, has now declared it is ready to enter the game. The 155 K98 can help change the balance. And in a new world, it can reach a bigger market than in the past and prove itself in combat. Thanks for watching our video, and please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click the bell button to be notified of our new videos. Also, you can now click the join button to support our channel. As always, we would greatly appreciate all of your likes, comments and shares.